we go. Get a recording of this one's adorable little purr. Oh, I love you too. But, today's journal's gonna be a bit shorter. I don't have as much time today to, have too much fun with it. But I do have just, things to talk about. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But, in about 30 minutes, I gotta be done with this. So, yeah. So today, this morning, I got another follow-up from a different remote job that I applied for. It wasn't an interview or any confirmation or anything. It was just we saw you applied. Here, take this assessment. And then I took the assessment, and they're like, and then it was like, okay, we'll get back to you in about 1 to 2 days after we review, your thing. So that's nice. Still nothing back from that creative job that I was talking about yesterday, and still nothing back from that yet. I am worried. I am worried about just being essentially, they were polite and then just ignored afterwards. They never get back or anything like that. I hope that isn't the case. I hope they do get back to me with hopefully positive news. But anyway, so there was it is sorry, I keep stuttering because this cat once again keeps stepping all over my neck. No. You could lay down next to me, not on my neck. Okay. I love you. There. Shuttle right here. There you go. Okay. Not on my neck. I need that to speak. There you go. Okay. But, there was a previous job I had mentioned a while ago that I had applied for. And I had mentioned how I knew it probably wasn't going to go through the moment that, because on the application it does not really mention if the job is remote or not. And then the moment that I saw the job was like, are you native to Texas? Would you be willing to relocate? I was just like, oh, well, this is it, isn't it? Even though I'm in the interview phase, and in proper video interview, asking questions, things like that, answering them. Even though I was like, this isn't gonna go through. I'll do the effort. I'll finish it since I started it. But I get the feeling that, yeah, for whatever reason, whether it's location, whether it's me, they won't tell you why. They'll just say, we've decided not to move forward with you. And then they'll just kind of leave it at that. But what was funny is that on their thing they said, we didn't go forward with you, but if you see any open positions in the future, feel free to apply again and go through the process to see if, we'll hire you again. So I'm reading the email. I'm reading the email right now, and it is funny. So they have to be polite. So they say, we thank you again, and if we have more positions open in the future, we'd love for you to apply. And that was on the last, rejection, not getting hired email that I got. So, I took them up on their word for it. I found another position that, I would be good for this. And I applied for it. And this time, they didn't even bother with the formalities of interviews or additional assessments. Just 2 days later, immediately, thank you for applying. We appreciate your time. After careful consideration, our team did not select you to continue. That made me laugh. I woke up to that. And I was just like, there it is. Okay. They didn't even bother with the formalities this time. They just jumped straight to the to the rejection email, which I thought that was funny. And they even put, "We thank you again for showing interest." So they know this is my like third application. Basically, this is my third application because they had multiple positions open. So the first time around, I filled out 2 different ones, and then this last time I filled out one, and so I was rejected for the first one, and then I filled out for the first 2. They only addressed one of the ones I applied for, but I'm guessing they rejected me for the 2 that I signed up for first, and so with this third one, just immediately, no formalities, just no, and even though it says, "We thank you again, and if we have more positions," which they do, "we'd love for you to apply," which I did. I just get the feeling they're not going to say, no, we're not going to hire you no matter what position you apply for or attempt to sign up for with us. I think they're just, they're gonna try and be overly vague, kind of obfuscate their their reason for rejecting, and just keep being sort of what's the word, just like a sort of administrative politeness, just like, but if you feel in the future, because they don't want to tell you, like, don't. So, yeah, that's that with that job. Like 3 times now, and I get it's just not going to move forward. But, so now I've got one job, that remote job I mentioned yesterday, which is, seems to be still waiting for the tax form to clear, but, that one's looking promising. That creative one, hoping that they get back to me. Oh yeah, and I found a thing on LinkedIn that I sent the person as a message for. Sent the person a message that I'm interested, and I even followed up. Every once a month, there's these 2 indie companies that I signed up for on Work with Indies that I send like a once a month. I'll send like a, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know, following up, I am still interested in the position, so on and so forth, looking if there's any next steps," that kind of thing. So doing that, and I'd say today has mostly been a rest day, except for that message I sent to the person I saw on LinkedIn saying, "Hey, I'm interested in that position you just advertised." So let's see. Is there anything else really for today? Nothing I want to get too in depth with that would cause me to talk for an hour, because I do have a thing I gotta do in 24 minutes from now. And I gotta skedaddle. So, it would probably... I'm thinking of doing something. I'm thinking. It may be a minute. Yesterday, I don't know why I'm acting like I haven't. Literally yesterday, I read through an entire old screenplay of mine and an unfinished short story. So, yeah, I've just been enjoying today as a bit of a downtime day in the meantime, while things happen in the background. And, yeah, I guess there's really not much else to say. Another thing I've been thinking about is labeling journals. I don't think I'd want to label all of them with a number every single day, but I think every 10 journals, I think I'll label with like journal number so and so. Starting at 50, it turns out I'm on journal 42 as of before finishing this one. So as of today's journal, that'll be journal number 43. Turns out I'm at 43 journals now. So, come a long way since I started these journals. A long way. Even though a lot of things feel the same, I'm not stuck where I was. Yeah. But something I gotta do, and I will readily admit I've been procrastinating on it, is taking all the stuff from the posts from my Instagram, social medias things, and putting it onto X/Twitter to help like market myself and potentially get commissions and things like that. I've been procrastinating. I haven't been good with that. And it wouldn't even like sorry. I got like a sneeze that like opened up my nose while I was talking. That felt weird. There we go. Okay. But anyway. But yeah, I've been procrastinating on that. I don't even need like a good time or the right time of day to get the best engagement. It's one of those things where it's like, if I just pick any time of the day and just dedicate to like, I don't know, at least 10 posts, posting up things on there, filling it up, getting it set up, that probably would be better. I'm probably going to ask, go on the internet, look up for advice on how I should go about that. But still, I could be starting something, I'm definitely making it too big for my own good. And this is one of those things where I'm definitely seeing it as too big of the total project, like trying to imagine the whole piece before you've even drawn a single line. Well, you should probably just draw a single line and that'll get you started, Oh, that thing is still in my nose. Not in my nose, but whatever's going on. Yeah. Hold on just a sec. Okay. I'm good now. But, yeah, it's I should probably just break it down into smaller steps and, just post like one or two things and then, next day one or two things. Next day, one or two things. I had a good habit going for a while with Instagram where I would post one thing a day. Daily output. It does wonders. It really does wonders what a daily output does. And then I kind of swapped. Well, one, I kind of ran low on things to put, old artwork, backup artwork, things like that. I kind of ran out of things to put there. And my daily output kind of switched to doing these journals instead. I wanted to keep up that habit of a daily input, daily output. Yeah, I can't say for sure exactly what it does in concise terms, but I know it does. I can feel it does something. It really just like kind of keeps things going, keeps things moving. Small steps, small steps. So, I think the thing that's getting me is the feeling of repetition, that I've already uploaded and posted these images already, and then I would just be doing it again, but on a different app. So, I think that's like the main thing, is the feeling of like, doing it all over again. Do I just copy paste my descriptions from before? Or, you know what, maybe I should, as I've said with doing these journals, it's like, don't try to be fancy. Just do whatever allows you to actually do it, I would not be able to do these journals if I was doing like a complete art piece for every thumbnail. And, I want to do daily drawings, but I definitely know I wouldn't be doing daily drawings if it always had to be some finished, complete piece. It's like, no, just, what helps me to get these videos done? Unintensive editing, basically just drop the audio in, sketch up a quick thumbnail. Unfortunately, I don't have as much time as I used to have. Before, I would sketch up like a different piece of artwork for every 10 minutes. And then the journals kind of started getting shorter. So, I only needed to draw one. And then I would do like a drawing every 30 minutes. But, I started running out of time. Drawing those, I would get so involved, even though they were small sketches, since it was like 4 or 5 of them. I would kind of get involved in the perspective or, just having fun. And then it would be like an hour later. But, I was able to do it every day. But then now I have less time now, basically. I have less time now. That's the gist of it. So, I got less time overall. So now it's mainly just like one piece for the thumbnail. And then, upload. But that's what it takes. Keep it low pressure. Maybe I just gotta do that with the posting. But let's see, what time is it? 44. Okay, so I got about 16 minutes. So if I stop here, that'll give me the time I need to make a nice doodle for the a nice doodle for the thumbnail. A nice doodle indeed. For the thumbnail, and then place the audio, and then upload. Yes. I have this silly thing I say to myself. It's a line. There's a line in Homestar Runner. Your head explode, and and so when I go to upload something, I go. I mimic that line, but I go, your head upload. I know it's silly, it's goofy, it's not that clever, but I enjoy it, and I imagine it in the voice. Your head upload. And then I upload the video, and then boom, it's appropriate, and then it's done. So yeah, I'm going to go do that. Well, hold on, let me see. Is there anything left for this journal? Anything at all that I could be talking about? I feel like when I began, I would get into something more philosophical and stuff, but maybe I'm just having selective memory, and there were also lots of journals then as well that were just like me talking about random things. Things were more dire then, more stressed out, so I can't hold myself to that standard to always have something emotional to talk about, But that's the thing. I've been thinking about ways to try and make these more entertaining for me to do. There's this thing where it's like when you first start a show or YouTube or streaming or anything like that, you entertain yourself. You find ways to entertain yourself, and then you keep going, and then you entertain others, and then you kind of get into a groove. And I've been thinking about that, more ways to try and entertain myself with doing these. I've been thinking about it. If I had a capture card, maybe I could record footage or something, me playing a video game or something, and just sit my phone next to my mouth and just talk. Wouldn't that just be a let's play though? That's essentially just what that would be. That would just be a let's play. That's exactly what that would be. Oh man. I don't know. Just thinking of ways to have more fun and engage myself more. But, yeah. And